Part 1, Background of the 1965 quarter, 115. Let's rewind the clock to 1965. It was a time of change, literally. That year, the U.S. Mint made a massive decision that would change coinage forever. Due to the rising cost of silver, the U.S. stopped minting 90% silver quarters. So starting in 1965, quarters were made from a clad composition, copper-nickel layered over a copper core. The age of silver coins was officially over, or so they thought. Millions of new clad quarters rolled off the presses, but here's where the story gets really exciting. Part 2, the rare mint era that slipped through, 245. During this chaotic transition, a few quarters were mistakenly struck on 1964 90% silver planchets, the blanks that should have been discarded. These rare silver 1965 quarters are now one of the holy grails of modern U.S. coin collecting. To the untrained eye, they look almost identical to regular quarters, but to collectors, they're worth a fortune. And I mean serious money. One sold for $7,050 at auction. Another cost $12,000. And if you find a pristine uncirculated silver 1965 quarter, some experts believe it could fetch over $35,000 to $50,000 plus today. Some collectors even say if a perfect, high-grade example were discovered, it could hit six figures. This is why 1965 quarters are carefully checked by coin hunters across the globe, because the jackpot might be hiding in plain sight. Part 3, How to tell if you have the rare silver quarter, 430. So how do you tell if your 1965 quarter is the rare silver one? Here are the key signs to look for. The edge test. Regular clad quarters have a copper-colored stripe on the edge. Silver quarters have a solid silver edge, no copper at all. The sound test. Gently drop it on a hard surface. Silver coins produce a higher-pitched ringing sound, while clad coins make a duller clank. The weight test. A regular 1965 clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams. A silver quarter weighs 6.25 grams. Use a digital scale for accuracy. The professional test. If your quarter seems suspicious, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading and authentication. A certified 1965 silver quarter can sell for tens of thousands of dollars more than an uncertified one. And remember, some of these coins can appear circulated, so don't ignore a worn coin. Even those can be worth thousands. Part 4, Other Valuable 1965 Quarter Errors, 645. It doesn't stop at silver planchet errors. There are several other high-value 1965 quarter errors that could also be hiding in your change. Double die obverse, DDO, worth $500 to $2,000 plus. Off-center strikes, value depends on how far off the strike is, sometimes exceeding $1,000. Clipped planchets, misshapen edges can bring in $200 to $800. Broad strikes, coins struck without a collar that's spread out wider, value, $100 to $600. Transitional errors, quarters struck on 1964 silver blanks or other denominations, these are extremely rare and can bring $10,000 to $50,000 plus. Part 5, The Legacy and Mystery of the 1965 Quarter, 8 o'clock. The 1965 quarter is more than just a coin, it's a snapshot of a pivotal moment in U.S. monetary history. When the U.S. stopped using silver, few could have guessed that the error coins made in the confusion would one day become legendary collectibles. But here's the twist, we don't know how many exist. Some experts believe only a dozen or so 1965 silver quarters have been authenticated. Others think hundreds more might still be out there. That's why the 1965 quarter continues to ignite the imagination of collectors. It's a coin that proves the truth, everyday change can still contain unimaginable value. Outro, Call to Action, 9:30. So what are you waiting for? Go check your quarters, especially your 1965 ones. That dull-looking coin might be a hidden treasure worth $10,000, $50,000, even $100,000 or more. And if you enjoyed this breakdown of one of the most valuable quarters ever made, smash that like button, subscribe to 4K Rare Coins, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a money-making video. Part 1, The Bill That Shocked the Coin World, 115. So, what's so special about the 2013 $1 bill? In most cases, a $1 note is printed, distributed, and used without a second thought. But in 2014 and 2016, something went very wrong at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and it led to a printing duplication disaster so rare, even many experts missed it for years. Here's what happened. 2 batches of Series 2013 $1 Federal Reserve notes were printed, with identical serial numbers and matching Federal Reserve indicators, but at 2 different facilities. One batch was printed in Washington, D.C. The other was printed in Fort Worth, Texas. This mistake should never have happened. U.S. currency is designed so every serial number is unique, especially when tied to a specific Federal Reserve bank. But because of this error, millions of duplicated dollar bills were accidentally released into circulation. Now here's the kicker. Most people spent them. They tossed them. They never knew what they had. But now, collectors and treasure hunters across the country are racing to match the duplicated pairs, and when a matching pair is found, the value goes through the roof. Part 2, The Matching Pair Error Explained, 330. Let's break it down. These rare bills are known as duplicate serial number notes. They all say Series 2013. They have the same serial numbers. They all bear the Federal Reserve District B4 New York. But here's the twist. Some were printed in Washington, D.C. Others in Fort Worth, Texas. The only visible difference. The tiny Fort Worth FW mark on the front of the bill, just to the left of the green seal. If you have one note from each location with the same serial number and same Federal Reserve identifier, you've struck gold. And how much gold, you ask? Let me show you some real-world examples. Part 3, Real Sales and Staggering Values, 545. Here's where things get wild. In recent years, some matched pairs of these 2013 duplicate notes have sold for $10,000, $20,000, even over $100,000 at auctions. In 2021, a pair sold on eBay for a whopping $115,000, and experts believe more valuable pairs are still out there waiting to be discovered. Even single notes, if they're uncirculated and from one of the misprinted batches, can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars from collectors eager to complete a matched set. If you find one that hasn't been folded, creased, or worn, you could be holding a ticket to a small fortune. Part 4, How to Spot One in Your Wallet, 720. So how do you know if you're holding one of these rare bills? Here's what to check. Series date, make sure it says 2013. Federal Reserve District, look for the letter B, which stands for New York. Serial number range, the rare notes are in these ranges. B000000001, B032000000, B032000001, B096000000. Location mark. Bills printed in Fort Worth have a small FW next to the bill's faceplate number, lower right on the front. Bills printed in DC do not have the FW mark. If you find 2 bills with the same serial number, one with FW and one without, you've just found a matched pair, and possibly tens of thousands of dollars. Can't find the match? Don't worry, there are websites and communities online dedicated to pairing collectors together. One match could change your life. Part 5, Why These Notes Are So Special, 915. Why do collectors go so crazy over this? Because it's not just an error, it's an official mistake by the U.S. government that slipped through the cracks, twice. Most U.S. notes are produced with strict security, quality, and tracking systems. So when an error of this magnitude occurs, and actually hits circulation, it becomes a legend in the paper money world. It's like finding a double-struck coin or a coin struck on the wrong planchet, but even rarer, because there are only a limited number of these bills, and most have already been spent and lost forever. Owning a matched pair is like holding a one-of-a-kind piece of American monetary history. Outro, Call to Action, 1030. So, do you have one of these rare 2013 $1 bills hiding in a drawer, wallet, or coin jar? Now is the time to go searching. You might be holding a single note worth hundreds to thousands, or you might find the missing half of someone else's matched pair, and cash in big. And if you like this video and want more exciting discoveries from the world of rare coins and currency, don't forget to subscribe to 4K Rare Coins, hit that notification bell, and smash that like button to help us keep bringing you the best hidden treasures in your pocket change.